Game. Wow. So you're gonna hate me when I talk about the negatives because there are like a couple negatives, but a lot of positives actually. A lot of positives. So there were a lot of people. You just talk about the elephant in the room. All right, the amazing elephant in the room. There were a lot of people talking about Wemby. In which, and it was mostly Spurs fans. It wasn't like mainstream media. They didn't keep up with the last 3 games or whatever. They don't care. But Wemby has definitely struggled over the last few games, and it was really only because he went against the Nuggets, which they played him very well. They did a good job of double teaming in the right time, putting him in situations that made him uncomfortable. So they did their thing. And then the Houston Rockets, they did it twice, in which he was very uncomfortable. You could definitely tell. Udoka is a defensive coach, so he made sure to make things really difficult for Wemby, and they had the personnel to do so. So he hasn't really figured that out yet. He's still going to have to, obviously gain a little strength. And then on top of it, him getting double team, triple team, and passing out, he doesn't have a lot of guys to pass it out to. Lagging every word? What? Is lagging a little? Clan? Okay, yeah, it's lagging. It's better now, I think. Anyone else keep buffering? What the heck? What? Reset? Yeah, guys, refresh. I don't know. I have no idea. Never mind, it stopped. Okay, I have no idea. Hold on, let me turn this off. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, what's going on with Wemby? Blah blah blah. He's struggling. He's he can't get it going. Is this the rookie wall?" And I just feel like no. Just overall, it was just the fact that these teams had the personnel to make things uncomfortable for him. He does have weaknesses, and he doesn't have that core strength and that overall strength yet to kind of fight through that. Nor does he have the teammates right now where he can just pass it out and they make things happen. That is not necessarily the case right now. But with that being said, in these types of games, Wemby is showing how much better he is from day one to now, because the Nets did not have the personnel to be able to stop Wemby, and he made them look silly. I mean, he made them look really silly. So 33 points. Gosh, I don't even know where to start. 33 points, first and foremost. Is that his high? No, his high is 38, right? His career high? Is his career high 38? Oh, gosh. Oh, I got an idea. Hopefully it comes back. 38? Okay. That's what I thought. I thought his career high was 38. But yeah, so his career high is 38. Absolutely insane. So 33, he's right in that ballpark. But he did phenomenal in this game, and they just didn't have the personnel to really stop him. So he just completely went off. The Spurs are so much better than their record. It's just unfortunate that they're just missing a few pieces that would make this record much better. But it's just so frustrating. But moving on, 33 points, insane. 7 assists. We already know he's capable of that. People don't really talk about his basketball IQ. It's very high. It's very high. 15 rebounds, 7 blocks. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. That's just insane. It's kind of funny though, because I remember, okay, so I was wrong about something. I'm going to be honest. I was wrong about something, and it was something I was right about. And it was actually talking to chat. And I was talking to you guys about it immensely before the season started. So the one thing that I was right about, I said right off the bat, Wemby would be the best player on this team day one. I know that we had a lot of like Keldon lovers, Vassell lovers, saying of which no, they're the veterans of the team, or they've been on the team longer than Wemby. Like no, you got to give it to them. They will be, and it's like no, I don't want to hear any of that. Wemby was the best day one by a mile. Okay, I mean I love Devin Vassell, and I love Sohan, and I think Keldon is a good player, but no, he's far better. Day one he was better. But now I think people can noticeably see how crazy the gap actually is. So obviously right about that, but that's not a controversial statement, I don't think. Especially not now. People would just say now, like, yeah, obviously. But I'm telling you, at that time, so many people were like, no, don't do that yet. But with that being said, the one thing I was completely wrong about, and you guys were completely right, or at least the chat at the time was completely right, is that the Spurs are just going to struggle defensively and offense wouldn't be the issue. Because I thought going into the season that defensively, because on paper, it looks pretty doggone good, right? You like Trey Jones is a decent enough defender. I like Zach Collins bringing that grit. Obviously, Sohan has been a consistent good defender. Vassell's a consistent, decent defender. I didn't think Keldon was that great, but he did talk about like how this season he's really going to focus in on his defense. I thought that the Spurs would be a very tough team to score on. I was absolutely wrong. Just because there's a few players on the team that can play individual defense doesn't mean their team defense is good enough, and it doesn't mean that they have good enough defense coming off the bench. But I also had the idea that Bassey would be healthy, but you know that's not the case. So unfortunately, they are not that great defensively, and that's kind of their biggest issue right now is just getting stops. They still need some people to shoot threes. Like we still need some 3-point shooters, but getting stops is it's rough. It is definitely hard to watch, in which they just cannot get a stop. So going through all the players really quickly, Sohan offensively, poor offensively, bad decision making down the stretch, but like I said, consistently all game long defense was on point. I mean, his defense was there. I know people don't really see it because it doesn't come up in stat sheet. I mean, this game it kind of did 3 blocks and a steal, but usually defense doesn't really come up or stand out in the stat sheet. But he did well defensively. Just offensively, it was very poor. And I'm not expecting him to be like a great scorer, but you do have to do better than this. Like it was some really bad forced shots down the stretch that he's just better than that. Julian Champagny, not really expecting much from him. I mean, I rarely do, but he's more of a bench player, but he did okay. Anyways, Trey Jones, he was Trey. Like, it's so funny because Trey Jones is the one player that I have nothing, like I never have anything to say about. He's very consistent. I'll give him that. He's very consistent with the type of player he is, but I have nothing to say about that. Got that flagrant 1 call too, which got us back in it. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Like, my God. Kudos to Sohan for not reacting, because Sohan does have a tendency where he will like hit back, but his mind remained in the game to make sure that we got it going. And he hit 2 huge free throws, quite clutch, if you will. But moving on, Devin Vassell, he seemed a little weird at the beginning, but he ended up turning out to be, who we thought he was, right? He struggled as well over the last couple games. I know he's coming off of an injury, so is Wemby, so there was that. But Devin Vassell did well overall. Oh, Kyle Harmon, he says rest in peace Toriyama Sensei. Yeah, that's really sad. But he did great. Like, Devin Vassell was, he eventually got going, and this is what I was talking about, man. There's no excuse. There's no reason in a million years. He can still get 8 assists, and there's no excuse for him not to shoot the amount of shots that he took. There's no excuse. There was one pass from Wemby, like a really quick pass to Vassell to get him going for 3, and it was so sweet. It was the 1 3 that Devin Vassell hit, and the rest was easy selling. Not easy selling, but he definitely got him going a little bit more. But dude, yeah, he got to shoot 21 shots. The other game was so frustrating because it was like he has 6 points and he only took 6 shots. I don't care. There's no realm, no reality in which Vassell only takes 6 shots. I don't care. I don't care how well everyone else is playing. Devin Vassell should take at least 16 shots. At least. Give him 15, 16. There's no reason he should take 6 shots. Ever. Devin only has 6 shots at the half. Happy he got his shot in the second. Yeah, there's no excuse. This is what we need. I don't care if he goes 0 for 21. Like, he has to take those shots. Okay, I'm okay with him, shooting poorly or whatever, but you got to take those shots. You're by far the best scorer on this team. It's the best guard scorer on this team, easily. What the heck? People bringing up the Wi-Fi again. What the heck? I have no idea why it's doing that, guys. No idea. I gotta keep refreshing my Wi-Fi. It's so stupid. Yeah, so dumb. Moving on. So they did well. Zach Collins, he did okay. Osman actually hit a couple like really good shots. There was kind of like I don't know if you consider a floater. Maybe you consider a runner. I don't know what you consider what he did. Is anyone else stream lagging? It should be better now. It should be better now. I have no idea what's going on. But anyways, moving on, let's see. So Osman did really well. Played his role well, I will say that. Keldon Johnson had a good game offensively. He definitely had a good game offensively. But at this point, you just got to take the good with the bad. If the Spurs decide to keep Keldon, I'm not mad. I'm fine. You're just going to have defenders around him. You got to figure something out. Because there was one play in which Keldon hit a super clutch three. I'm like, heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I told you guys about the over celebrating sometimes. But he got excited, celebrated. That's cool. He get hype. You can't really take that from him. That's his personality or whatever. Oh, you guys can't even see the score. But yeah, can't take that away from him. But then he immediately gave up a three, like right after. So it's like, come on. And that three sent it to overtime. So it's very frustrating. I guess you guys just take the bad with the good. I think about it more so. I know this was a really good game for Keldon. I guess I just think about it as a whole. And it's one of those situations where if he's shooting like this, I mean, there's he's kind of making up for the defense there. But he's not going to shoot 5 for 8 from 3 often at all. So yeah, but I don't know. I'll give it to him this game. He did well. I'm not mad or anything. It's fine. But it was a little frustrating sending it to overtime. It was like, oh my God. But it wasn't just him. The Spurs overall played pretty poorly down the stretch of that fourth quarter at the end. Everyone made like mental lapses. Oh, there's Llama. KJ needs to just cut down the mental lapses. It's been like this since he was at Kentucky, man. I just don't think it's going to change that much. I think the best thing that you can do is just surround him around defenders. He got to be out there with better defenders and better shooters, so teams can't just key in on him at times. What's that? I'm trying to see what you guys are talking about. Oh, he said, did the game take place in San Antonio? Oh, okay. It was in Austin. Yeah. Yeah, it was in Austin, man. Malachi Branham, he hasn't been. So I saw some fans talking about like how he's been a little disappointing over the last few games. But then again, Malachi was in a different role. We haven't utilized them as much as we were utilizing them like the last few games prior. So I don't know. Barlow didn't play. Strange. But whatever. What else? And then Blake Wesley. This is one of those games where it was pretty poor. It was pretty poor. And it's fine. He's a young player. He's due for a bad game. This is one of those where I could say, at least in my opinion, defensively, he wasn't as good as he normally is. He made quite a few like weird mistakes that he normally doesn't make. He wasn't getting around screens as well as he normally does. It was kind of strange. But hey, it's whatever. He's a young player. He can have a bad game here or there. What kind of shocked me the most about this game, and it really took the Brooklyn Nets to shoot really poorly from 3, because we only shot 24% from 3. I know that feels weird, especially since Keldon went 5 for 8, so it felt like it was more threes hit, but no, it was terrible. Wemby went 1 for 7. Vassell went 1 for 7. 0 for 3 when Champagnie. 0 for 2 from Sohan. 0 for 1 with Trey Jones. I mean, it was terrible. They shot terribly. The only person that was hitting threes or was knocking them down was Keldon tonight. So that's a little unfortunate. But hey, it really took them playing very poorly. I mean, they're shooting to be just as bad. Also, another thing that I actually love is the fact that our free throw shooting was significantly better than theirs. So they shot 68% from the free throw line. We shot 91.3%. So I think that was kind of the winner there. You know, that was the telltale sign right there, because our percentages shooting wise were basically the same, but free throw shooting was really good. So you got to knock them down, and the Spurs did just that. So overall, really great game. It was fun to watch. I'm just a little disappointed with Sohan offensively in this game. You got to do a little better than this. I mean, I'm not expecting him to be a scorer, but it's one thing to go 1 for 8. It's a whole nother thing when 4 of those shots were super unnecessary. So like that kind of upset me. And then also at the end, Keldon giving up that 3 really bothered me. But it's like a continuous thing at this point. Devin loves to play hero ball, almost cost them the game. Devin Vassell can play all the hero ball he wants right now, okay? It is literally him and Wemby's team. Like those two can play as much hero ball as they want. I don't even know what you mean by it, but if you mean it how I think you mean it, those two can play as much hero ball as they want. Bro, don't hate on Keldon. He did good. Keldon did fine. He did good. I just said that he basically held up our 3-point shooting, and he shot very well this game. It's just just can't give up that 3 like that. How was the defense tonight? I thought Wemby did really well. I thought Sohan did really well. And at least eye test as far as Vassell, he did well. Trey Jones is just undersized, and that's going to continually be an issue. But yeah, overall they weren't bad. Like defensively, the team as a whole wasn't bad. I don't think. I thought that we were way more physical than we normally have been, so that's good. They played physical. They didn't just give them anything. Schroeder faked Keldon on the closeout, which was why he was so open. Yeah. Oh, you talking about the 3 at the end? Yeah, he did. Yep, he did. Yep. Look, I mean, I would be more charitable, like, honestly, if this didn't happen all the time. I mean, we were just talking about this maybe just a few weeks ago. It was a game in which he gave up like 2 threes at the end, and I was like, dude, what the heck? And we went back and looked at the play, and I was like, come on. It happens all the time, though, you know? Trey Jones was already there. I think he was already on Cam Thomas, so there was no reason to bite the way he bit, but whatever. It's fine. This isn't I'm not hating on Keldon. It's just frustrating. And I'm always be consistent with this, okay? Like I said, I'm always gonna be a little bit more skeptical, a little bit more harsh on longest tenured Spurs. I just am. If you're in your first, second year, third year, usually I'll be all right. I'm not going to trip about it too much. But he's literally the longest tenured Spur, and these are the same issues. But it's okay. Did good. plan want a souvenir for when I go overseas? I'll give it to you instead of my homeboy. LOL, just kidding. You're not kidding. I'll take it too. Keldon didn't even look at Wemby, that outlet pass. Low IQ. Hey, I'm not expecting Keldon to make like perfect reads. It's just the defense kind of kills us, and then yeah, some of the decision making can kill you. But he did good this game, all right? If Keldon didn't shoot 5 for 8 from 3, we would have lost this game. I will say that. I say that with all the confidence in the world. Okay? I say that with all the confidence in the world. He had to hit those threes for us to win the game. But I just don't like when you erase your points, you know, right after. But it's fine. Okay. I think that's all I got for this. Spurs did fine. Not mad. Victor Wembanyama had another insane stat line. He was very competitive during this showing, and it was fun to watch. That's all I got.